everyone! Today we are going to talk about ColourPop's newest release, the Pressed Powder Shadows. We are going to ignore my issue with their customer service for now and focus on the actual product, swatch it, compare it to other shadows, and I'll show you how I got this look. So the first time I tried to use the matte shadows, I noticed that there was a lot of kick-up and the shadows were very pigmented, but I was having a very hard time blending them out. Even when I went back into my Anastasia palette and tried to use one of the neutral shades to blend, it required a lot of effort. So no matter what look you're trying to create, start with a neutral shadow all over your lid. I would say go a little bit heavier on application of that. So this time I'm starting with the low-key palette and applying the shadow running late all over my lid and even on the brow bone to set the primer. Then I'm taking the shade IOU and I'm going right above my crease. Since I have hooded eyes, anything I apply in the crease doesn't even show up. Paper Tiger is a mustard yellow shade and I'm applying that all over my lids and then over the brow bone. I'm keeping the application over the lid under the crease. I take the brick red shade Criss Cross and apply it in my outer corner in what they call an inverted 7. This shape of application is supposed to lift the outer corner of your eye if you have like slightly downturned eyes like me, and then I smudge it in my crease as well. I'm being very light-handed here given my last experience with bright shades from ColourPop. But I still think that you really need to blend a lot more with ColourPop mattes. Now I'm applying the beautiful duochrome shadow called Come and Get It on the inner half of my lid. It is supposed to be a rose with a gold flip to it. You know, there's no denying that it just looks beautiful in the pan, but for some reason I'm not able to get it to show up as beautifully on my lid. One thing to consider is that I'm applying it dry because usually I do apply my shadows dry. Maybe if you wet it, you might get better results. Now I am adding in the brand new Millie shade on the outer half of my lid. This shade was released when ColourPop reached I think 4 million subscribers on Facebook. Now I am taking a fluffy brush and blending the edges, and then smudging Millie on the outer quarter of my lower lash line using a flat brush. There is definitely a fallout with the shimmery shadows. I'm using the darkest shadow I have, which is Cute Alert, to line my upper and lower lash line. Finally, I take the lightest shade I have, which is Take It Slow from the low-key palette, and apply it on the inner corners of my eyes. And this is my final look. Let's do the swatches now. I'm thinking I'll swatch all the ColourPop shadows first, and then I will swatch any comparable shadows I might have from other brands. I have primed my arm with my Essence eyeshadow primer, and I'm using my Color Switch Dew that I got from Marshalls to clean my brush in between the swatches. Somehow I have ended up with 8 mattes and 8 shimmers. Paper Tiger, Running Late, IOU, Note to Self, Criss Cross, Stay Golden, Get Out, Cute Alert. Take It Slow, Just in Time, Save It for Later, Come and Get It, High Strung, Millie, Backseat, and Goody Two Shoes. First, I compared my ColourPop mattes to my Matte for Matte 2 palette from e.l.f. Even though the e.l.f. shadows were not as pigmented as the ColourPop ones, they were buildable and they were much easier to blend as well. Now the shadows from the Modern Renaissance palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills, they were just as pigmented, very buildable, and seriously easier to blend. Much easier than the ColourPop shadows. And finally, I did a comparison with one of the matte NYX shadows I have. Now the NYX, I have to say, kind of falls behind the ColourPop shadows. The ColourPop ones are better in terms of pigmentation, and it's just the same in terms of the blendability. I started my comparison for the ColourPop shimmers with my Wet n Wild Color Icon palette called Comfort Zone, which retails for under $5. The whole palette is under $5, and the pigment is so nice and it applies so effortlessly, blends so effortlessly, and yeah, ColourPop shimmers don't even come close. Next, I swatched a couple of NYX prismatic shadows, and again, I think NYX kind of outperformed ColourPop in terms of pigmentation and blendability. I mean, the pigmentation of the NYX prismatic shadows is just awesome. Finally, I swatched a couple of shadows from the Sephora collection and one from Ulta collection, and those aren't bad either. So the jury is out on the performance of the ColourPop shimmers. Overall, I'm happy that I don't have too many color dupes, which means eventually I can learn to work these shadows, I guess. And this look didn't turn out too bad, don't you think? Thank you for watching. Let me know what your opinion is, and if you ordered these and if they work any better for you than they did for me. They're doing for me, because now I have like 16 shadows. Thank you so much for watching again. Bye.